I want you to pause for a moment and just notice. Notice that feeling, that subtle, or perhaps not so subtle, tightness in your chest, that low-level hum of on-ness that never seems to shut off, the racing thoughts that circle your mind the moment your head hits the pillow, the shallow breathing, the constant feeling of being overwhelmed, irritable, and spread thin. For millions, this is not just a bad day. This has become the new normal. We call it anxiety. We call it nervousness. We call it stress. And we are told to just breathe, meditate more, or manage our time better. But what if I told you that, for many of us, this is not a personal failing? What if it's not a weakness of your mind? What if it is a physiological state? A state where your body's emergency alarm system is broken? A state where the very hormones that are meant to save you in a crisis are now, in fact, poisoning you in your daily life? Today, we are not going to talk about managing symptoms. We are going to talk about healing the system. We are going to talk about the master hormone that governs this entire chaotic response. We are going to talk about cortisol. And most importantly, we are going to discuss an ancient, natural remedy that has been shown in clinical science to directly help your body recalibrate this broken alarm. This is the natural remedy to help you truly find your calm. Part 1. The villain isn't you. It's your stuck alarm system. To understand the solution, you must first respect the problem. The problem is your fight or flight response. This response is a miracle of human evolution. When you are in acute danger, a predator, a car crash, your brain, specifically the hypothalamus, sends a signal to your pituitary gland, which then signals your adrenal glands sitting on top of your kidneys, to release a flood of hormones. The most famous of these is cortisol. In that moment of crisis, cortisol is your superhero. It dumps sugar, glucose, into your bloodstream, giving your muscles instant energy to run or fight. It sharpens your focus to a pinpoint. It shuts down all non-essential systems, like digestion and your immune system, to conserve energy for survival. It's a brilliant system. For a 10-minute crisis, here is the tragedy of our modern world. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a predator and a stressful email. It cannot distinguish between a life or death threat and a 24-hour news cycle, a social media argument, a traffic jam, or a looming deadline. So what happens? Your alarm system, your HPA Axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, never turns off. Your body is being constantly flooded with cortisol. And what does chronic, high cortisol do? It does the opposite of what it's meant to do. It makes you anxious and foggy. Instead of sharp focus, you get a brain that is tired but wired. You can't focus, but you also can't shut off. You feel exhausted, but you can't sleep. It makes you gain weight. That constant flood of blood sugar that you aren't using to run from a tiger gets restored as inflammatory belly fat, a high-risk factor for diabetes. It wrecks your gut. That shutdown digestion becomes chronic. You get bloating, indigestion, and your gut lining can become compromised. It wrecks your immune system. That suppressed immune system is now suppressed all the time, meaning you catch every cold and flu that goes by. This is not a mental problem. This is a physiological breakdown. Your body's stress thermostat is broken. So the solution is not to just think yourself calm. The solution is to find something that can help physiologically repair that broken thermostat. Part 2. The adaptogen, nature's smart medicine. This brings us to one of the most intelligent classes of herbs on the planet, adaptogens. This concept, defined by scientific researchers, has 3 strict criteria. It must be non-toxic and safe to use. It must provide a non-specific defense, helping your body resist all forms of stress, physical, chemical, and biological. It must have a normalizing effect. This is the magic. It regulates. It doesn't just stimulate, like caffeine, or sedate, like a sleeping pill. It brings your body back into balance, or homeostasis. If your cortisol is too high, it helps lower it. If your cortisol is depleted and too low, as in late-stage burnout, it can help restore it. It is smart medicine. And today we are talking about the king of the adaptogens, an herb that has been the cornerstone of Ayurvedic, traditional Indian, medicine for over 3,000 years. It is called ashwagandha. Its botanical name is Withania somnifera. That last word, somnifera, is Latin for sleep-inducing, which gives you a clue to its profound calming nature. Its traditional name, ashwagandha, translates to the smell of a horse, which has a dual meaning, that the root has a unique scent, and that it is believed to impart the strength, stamina, and vitality of a stallion. It is a rasayana, or a rejuvenator. It is not for a 10-minute fix. It is for rebuilding a body that has been broken down by chronic stress. Part 3. The Science. How ashwagandha actually works. So, how does this ancient root fulfill these incredible promises? It works on the exact mechanisms of your stress. The first mechanism, the cortisol damper. This is the most direct and well-researched effect. Ashwagandha directly intervenes in that broken alarm system. It works by calming down the HPA axis. It reduces the stress signals being sent from your brain, so your adrenal glands don't get the panic message. It essentially tells your adrenal glands, it's okay. Stand down. The crisis is not real. And this is not folklore. Multiple, high-quality, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials, the gold standard of scientific evidence, have shown that subjects who take ashwagandha have significantly lower levels of serum cortisol. In one of the most famous human studies, the group taking ashwagandha saw their cortisol levels drop by an average of 27.9%, while their markers for anxiety and insomnia dropped by over 65%. They didn't just feel better. They were, physiologically, less stressed. The second mechanism, repairing your brain's brake pedal. This is where it gets even more fascinating. Think of your brain as a car. It has two main neurotransmitters. Glutamate, this is your gas pedal. It's an excitatory neurotransmitter. It's what makes your brain go, focus, and learn. GABA, this is your brake pedal. It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It's what makes you feel calm, focused in a relaxed way, and able to sleep. An anxious brain is a brain where the gas pedal is stuck to the floor. You have too much glutamate and not enough GABA. Your brain is in a state of excitotoxicity. It's overfired. Now, prescription anxiety medications, like benzodiazepines, work by slamming on that GABA brake pedal. They are very effective, but they can be sedating and highly addictive. Ashwagandha works differently. Its active compounds, called withanolides, don't replace your GABA. They are believed to enhance your own natural GABAergic system. They repair the brake pads. They make your own GABA receptors work more efficiently. This is the key. It's why ashwagandha can create a profound sense of calm focus without the zombie feeling or drowsiness of a drug. You feel like you just calmer. You with a working brake pedal. Part 4. The Ritual. The Power of a Simple Tea. So, how do we take this? You can find it in capsules and extracts. But the concept of our video is about a tea. And I love this, because the remedy is also in the ritual. One of the most ancient and comforting ways to take this herb is as a warm, nightly drink. Why? First, the ritual itself is a psychological signal. The act of stopping your day, boiling water, and preparing something warm for yourself is a powerful, mindful practice. It is in itself an act of turning off the HPA axis. You are telling your body, the day is done. The hunt is over. We are safe. Second, the warmth is physically relaxing. A warm drink in your hands, in your stomach. It activates the vagus nerve, which is the master switch for your rest and digest, parasympathetic, nervous system. It's the physical opposite of fight or flight. Third, the delivery. The tea made from the root powder is a gentle, effective way to get the benefits. You can simply brew a teaspoon of the dried, cut root or powder in hot water for 10 minutes and strain. But my favorite Dr. Bennett's prescription for this is a moon milk. You gently warm a cup of milk, dairy or a nut milk. You whisk in a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder, a pinch of cinnamon, which helps with blood sugar, and a tiny pinch of nutmeg, a traditional sleep aid. This warm, nourishing, slightly sweet drink, taken 90 minutes before bed, is one of the most powerful sleep and anxiety-fighting rituals you will ever find. The doctor's warning. Patience and safety. I must be clear. This is not a drug. This is not a silver bullet. It is a tonic. This means it is not a 20-minute fix. You will not drink 1 cup and be cured. It works cumulatively. You are rebuilding your body's resilience. You are not patching a hole. You are reweaving the fabric of your nervous system. Most studies show that the real benefits, the drop in cortisol, the feeling of calm, begin to show after 4, 6, or 8 weeks of consistent daily use. This is a commitment to your own healing. Also, a safety note. Ashwagandha is incredibly safe for most people, but because it is so powerful, it can interact with certain things. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, avoid it. If you have a thyroid condition, especially hyperthyroidism, you must speak to your doctor. Ashwagandha can, in some people, stimulate thyroid hormone production. If you are on immune-suppressing drugs, speak to your doctor. For 99% of people, it is a life-changing ally. Conclusion. That hum of anxiety you feel is not a personal failing. It is a physiological alarm, stuck in the on position. Your body is screaming for a reset. Ashwagandha is one of the most profound, scientifically backed tools we have to help it find that reset. It is the damper for your cortisol. It is the repair for your brain's brake pedal. And the warm, nightly ritual of an ashwagandha tea is the signal to your body and mind that, after a long day, you are finally truly safe. You deserve to find your calm. If you found this information valuable, and you are ready to heal your body's response to stress, please subscribe to our channel for more deep, scientific dives into your health. Click the like button to help this video reach other people who are tired but wired and looking for answers. And share this with a loved one who you know is struggling. And now, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite natural way to find a moment of calm, or to turn off your brain at the end of a long day? Let's share our wisdom in the comments below. I'm Dr. Caroline Bennett. Thank you for watching. Be well.